no but pretty bitches fucking in the driveway right now. Ain't no but pretty bitches fucking in the driveway right now.
Morning, honeys. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Kellyanne.
I'm Anna.
I'm Harley D.
And I'm Christina.
And we are here to ask or to answer questions what it's like to be a new Marine and the lifestyle of a new Marine.
Well, this was this, what job are you training for? So, all of us, so me and Anna are training to be a 0481, which is a landing support specialist.
So me and her are trained to be embarkation specialists.
Is it hard being a Marine?
Yes.
In some ways, yes. And in some ways, at this point, no.
The only hard thing, personally for me, is just being away from family and stuff for so long. Because you've had your way of life for 18, 20 years, however many years you were there. And then you totally, flip it upside down. And you're having to, conduct yourself a certain way. And
You're always being watched.
you're always being watched.
Yes.
Even when you're not in your uniform, especially if you live near a base, there are always people that know that you're a Marine because of your hairstyle or how you walk
Yep.
or how you act, or we have a dress code. You have to act like a Marine even when you're not dressed in your uniform.
In the Marine Corps, it's like if you're a junior Marine, you're treated different from your staff, your NCOs and your staff NCOs, which are your sergeants, staff sergeants, stuff
Especially in school. When
Oh
you're
yes,
not in the fleet.
most definitely. Because say we go to chow, which is lunch, or, cafeteria, and we have to sit in a certain area. We can't sit with the
Permanent personnel.
Yeah, with the permanent personnel, even sergeants, staff sergeants. We can't sit with none of them.
Do you get all the ladies / men?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks you're such a badass, and everyone wants to get with you.
Or be your friend.
Or
Yeah.
everybody back home suddenly wants to talk to you again.
Yeah.
Are your exes?
Weird.
Is it hard being a young Marine mom? So, a little bit about me. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and it is freaking hard to be away from your family this long, especially a 2-year-old. Sometimes I feel like I'm not a mom anymore. I'm just kind of like the aunt that comes in and out of the, child's life. Oh, hey, how are you? Just to spoil them. So, yeah, that's pretty hard. If you had the opportunity to change branches, would you do it? Hell, motherfucking yes. Yes.
Oh, it's
Thank
a
you.
different type of pride that you have
Yeah.
compared to any other branch.
Like,
and I
oh,
think
that's an
that
airman,
even
that's
if
cool.
we do just do one contract and leave, or if we go into another branch, we're always gonna have that pride I'm a Marine.
I don't regret going into the Marine Corps because now I can go to any other branch and I will always be a Marine and that pride will always be there. Okay, so we have another question. Do you feel intimidated by the male Marines?
No.
No.
Fuck
No. A lot
We
of us can
outdo
outdo
the
them in
males on a
PT.
daily.
We can outdo them in the gas chamber. We can outdo them swimming. We literally can outdo them on anything.
And that's also just a big part of boot camp is people think that maybe we're trained different. Our training schedules are the exact same. The only difference is that males have to schedule
haircuts.
every
Yeah.
week.
And
That's
and then the other difference is females Pregnancy. have to take pregnancy tests.
Oh
Oh, yeah.
That is
pregnancy
literally
tests.
the only two discrepancies.
That
in a
everything
fucking
else we
training
do
schedule.
exactly the same.
The males are my brothers.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna talk I'm not gonna talk mad shit because a
I'll
lot of
talk
them can
mad shit,
outdo.
but they're my brothers.
They're my brothers. I do anything for them. Catch me dying in the battlefield with my brothers. That's just
Oh yeah,
how it
most
is.
definitely. One of the questions was, how was boot camp? Boot camp was,
It
Okay.
had its challenges. Getting
So-
IT sucked.
yes, boot camp. It had its challenges, but at the end of the day, I would do that again
I would do it again.
any day.
Okay, combat training was harder than boot camp.
Yes,
Yeah.
that MCT bullshit.
MCT was
that shit's got to
MCT
go.
was-
Nobody warns you about MCT. Nobody warns you about
Yeah.
MCT. For every single Marine, you go through boot camp, you have 10 days of boot leave. If you're lucky, you also get recruiting assistance where you go home for a little while and help your recruiter basically, and you're able to stay at home longer. And then you have MCT, which is Marine Combat Training. So you're there for about a month and you learn basic infantry skills. You're outside, you're in formation, you don't have your phone, You don't have anything. You can barely write and receive letters like you can at boot camp. There's absolutely no downtime or free time. And when we went, it was cold. And they love to play with you and be like, oh, take your beanies off. Oh, take your gloves off. Oh,
Take your warming
sweatshirt
layers off.
Take all your warming layers off.
Warming layer appreciation was a thing.
No one
Yes.
warns you about it. So that just, if you want to enlist or you're about to go to boot camp, keep in mind, you can't just get relaxed during boot leave because you will get destroyed at NCT. Is it as hard as you thought it would be, easier, or way worse?
Just the Marine Corps in general.
Yeah, because we're not in the fleet yet.
Mentally, it's challenging because like right now our classes are so backed up. We are literally in a holding platoon and we really don't do anything all day.
You wait
Yeah.
to get picked up for class, and that's the reality of a lot of new Marines, and that's why we're doing this Q&A because, like, when you think about the Marine Corps, you think about boot camp and then doing your job. But there's this big gap in between with some jobs where you're sitting here, you're waiting, and the daily life of like what we do, it's not like badass glamorous. We clean, we stand in formation, we eat food,
APT.
we work out, and that's, you know, it's not like the amazing fleet, you know, 9-to-5 job that, you know, that people think about. But once you get past it, then you're in the fleet, then you're working your job, you feel like you have a purpose, you know. But right now, like, especially like if you get a logistics job, you're going to be waiting for a little while, and that's just how it is.
How much do you make? So our pay grade is literally the same for every single branch. Our pay grade is public record, so you can just like look it up on Google. But then there comes with different variations. So as an E2, which is a private first class, you make
I make like $700 a paycheck. Give or take some goes into my like, they make like a Roth IRA for you, and they automatically put money in there out of your paycheck. So I have a chunk going out of that.
which is a savings account.
But it's,
And
yeah,
you can also be like, you can sign up for like the Montgomery GI Bill, where you
Yeah, I
put
paid
money
in that,
into
too.
every paycheck.
Yes.
so
But-
I have money that like I wish I had right now, but I don't need it.
But there's also I white English or something. Bilingual. So you also, if you're bilingual, you also get paid extra because like the Marine Corps is paying you if they ever need someone that has to know a different language. If you have to be deployed somewhere and be attached to a different team.
But it
Or-
ain't Spanish because there's just too many Hispanics out here. Because if so, I'd be making bank right now.
Okay.
I'm a private first class, so you said you make about $700, give or take. So I am a private first class as well, but since I have 2 dependents, I make $1,400 and some change
Every paycheck.
every paycheck every 2 weeks.
And I'm at U1. I'm a private, and I make like $600. When were you most scared? I think that's referring to just like throughout recruit training and
The
TC now.
first week of training,
Boot camp.
it wasn't scared. It was, what the fuck is going on?
In boot camp, you get, I'm not going to spoil all of it, but you get what's called incentive training. It's called IT. You get stripped. If you find videos on YouTube, you'll see it.
For me, the scariest part of boot camp was probably either getting dropped. I was injured in boot camp due to a femur and hip injury, and then after that, I kind of got over that one. But being dropped back into training, that was hard.
So questions are you still in communication with your sisters from boot camp? Yes. When you came home after boot camp, was it hard to adapt to being home again?
Yes.
Yes.
I just remember I was a wall of words because I felt like I had to tell them like all these things that are happening, and there's so many like inside jokes and like things that aren't funny or like interesting or like don't make sense if you weren't there, and I was trying to explain everything and it just doesn't make any sense.
So when I went home, it was so weird. Like when I got into my truck, I like knowing how to drive was a whole different thing again. Especially like being around family and like loved ones in general. It was just like everybody's life changed a little bit, but like it seemed like the world around you was the same. It was different.
Seeing all this new stuff that like built around my freaking like
Oh,
town
yeah.
was weird. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
when did all this
New
stuff
music.
happen? New music.
that came out, new memes.
My friends were like, why are you
Yeah.
still listening to this music that's freaking 7 months old?
How was it having to shower with a bunch of other females? Oh
sucked.
man,
It was so bad.
Can you imagine only 6 shower heads in a little circle with like 60 freaking
about
girls
60
in there all at the same time with like maybe 1 or 2 shampoo bottles going around.
We had like a wall of shower heads and pop up companies. It was a little
Oh,
different.
must be nice.
We just like there was
We
just
just
like
went around.
5 girls
wagon wheel?
at one. We didn't.
Yeah.
Our
wagon
platoon
wheel.
couldn't figure it out, so it's like whatever. But
What is the protocol for when you get hurt?
If you're sick or something, like you're gonna go to medical. If like you're really injured, like I broke my femur, and I didn't want to get dropped, so I ended up not going to medical for 2 weeks. In which happened, I started getting stress fractures in my pelvis, and so I had a lot of problems. And I got dropped to FRP, which is the Female Readiness Platoon, and it's part of the Special Training Company. I was there to be in recovery for a while, and I thought I was only going to be there for maybe a month, and I ended up being there for 3, which was really difficult, and it's really hard on a person, like, as a recruit in general. And, but the one thing is, like, you cannot fall into, like, the depressed state being there. You have to stay motivated, knowing, like, you can make it back to training. You'll have to go through, like, a bunch of physical therapy, going through medical all the time, and then you run your exits, and then once you pass your exits, they set you up with the next training day or the next company that has your closest training day. So I ended up going back to training with Awesome Company.
If you're like not injured and you're just kind of like hurt, you go on light duty, which is where instead of boots you wear tennis shoes, kind of to signify that you're on light duty. And you are allowed to keep training and doing certain things when you're on light duty. You can get on light duty for numerous things. There are some girls that were even on crutches that were still like in training with us, because you have to really be out of like service for a certain amount of time for them to drop you.
So this last question, what advice would you give to another female that wants to be a Marine?
work your upper body out so you can do the pull-ups
Yes.
and actually like be competitive with the males, especially. You don't want to like single yourself out in boot camp, in MCT, and freaking even where we are.
You'll
If
get-
you single
you
yourself
will get
out
picked on.
as
You-
weak or you can't do anything, like they'll be like, oh, you're like not a
Weak
good
body,
Marine, like
yeah.
you shouldn't be here. You want to keep your standards up, especially for yourself, with your physical standards. Also, just try to like get out of the mindset about yourself. Like, don't be as self-absorbed, because now like I'm not living for myself. I'm living for my brothers and sisters, especially these girls around me.
Yeah, like this girl and Harley, wherever she went, like they always come before I do, no matter what, and no matter what situation, they will always come before me. Like that's the number one thing you learn in boot camp. And honestly, I'm so proud to say that. I'm so proud to say that my girls to my left and right, they are before me.
And that's
Because-
something you have to adapt to, because you will get singled out if you are individual. There's a certain mindset that comes along with recruit training, with MCT, with being a Marine in general, that you need to keep, or else you will either become a huge douchebag and everyone will know, or you will basically ruin opportunities for yourself because ain't no one gonna want to help you.
Last but not least, my ladies, please don't be hoes.
Yeah.
Even with other females. Don't be caught up in someone's barracks or this and that, or caught up in the same rack and recruit training with another girl, because it is not worth it. Like, for one, like, I don't know about y'all, but me, like, I'm all about my image. I'm all about, like, who I am inside, and that's what makes me prideful of who I am. You're going around from one guy to another, honestly,
One girl
like,
to another.
or one girl to another, or one girl to another guy and to another girl, back and forth, whatever you
People will
prefer.
know. It's so close knit.
Yes, like people will know this, like the Marine Corps community is smaller than a small town with one street light.
So it's being like taking accountability for your own actions and just like knowing like, hey, I'm about to just have a little bit too much fun with too many people, and now people are gonna see you as a certain way and treat you a certain way.
And that's just how it is.
And it's
no
just
matter
how-
how much you
especially,
wanna,
like-
no matter how much you're against slut shaming, no matter how much you want to be a feminist, no matter how much you disagree with it, it's the culture here, and that's the truth. Is you will always get looked down upon if you mess with a lot of people in a small amount of time.
Thank you for watching. This is it for the questions and answers video. If there's more questions that we have not answered, feel free to comment down below, and we will make a part 2 video.
If y'all want it.
if you want it.
Boot
Also,
camp stories.
yeah. Also, like, give us suggestions. Like, this is our first video, but you know.
If
we got
it
a lot
sucks,
to
it
do.
sucks. We tried.
We tried. The thing is, in life, is that you always have to keep doing things to get better, right? Bye.
Bye.